All right, so back on the Mana Symbol channel, we're going to try this version of Velomachus Turns here. This has mostly a sideboard made by Mr. Raeb, mostly a maiden deck made by Phoenix, and we're trying some hard evidence in the main deck. So the biggest change here is we're playing some hard evidence. We're going down to 3 Prismari Command rather than the full 4. Still playing the Jace the Mind Sculptor just because I've been seeing a good amount of Heliod back, although I guess the card I would really want if I was worried about Heliod is more like remands and such like that. But we also need to be prepared for the Black-Red Lurrus decks, for the Prowess decks, for the Blue-Red Murktide decks. So Jace is okay in a bunch of those matchups. Otherwise, this is sort of your core Velomachus Taking Turns deck. We've got a strangely messed up mana base that I'm actually going to fix really quickly. For some reason, there were only 2 Scalding Tarns. So let's fix that. Because we need 4 Arid Mesas and we want 4 Scalding Tarns here. So just a quick change there. I don't know how that got goofed up, but now it's not. And then we've got the full Saver, full Time Warps, Velomachus, everything that you would expect to see from our 1-card Splinter Twin combo. 3 Celestial Purge on the sideboard. Ray was playing Timely. I generally like Timely in this deck, especially with lots of Black-Red Lurrus and similar decks running around. I know Phoenix is not big on them, so let's rock and rumble. Yeah, Barwick. So as far as my previous ones went, it is fair use in terms of parity. Yeah, they literally have a thing where it will scan your video immediately when you upload it, and it'll go, hey, this has music that we're going to identify as being copyrighted material, and then basically you file a claim that says this is exception because it's parody. I'm not using any of the original lyrics as written by Billy Joel. I'm not using any of the original vocals by Billy Joel. And I have a backing track that was made by a company that I... basically, I grabbed it off of like a what do you call it? Like a karaoke parody thing. So... So it should be more than far enough away from the original to be acceptable. All right, so I'm keeping this hand. It's kind of medium. I think we're going turn 1 Raugrin Triome. Oh my god, it is the wrong deck. Didn't I make sure it was the right deck? I swear I made sure it was the right deck. God damn it. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I see it. All right, we're dropping a league again. No, I'm not running this deck again. I just don't. I don't care. I don't want to. I'm not playing this deck tomorrow. I'm playing the other deck tomorrow. So, I literally looked and tried to make sure I picked the right deck for that league, and it didn't work for whatever reason. I mean, it's my fault. I was answering Barwick's question. No, it was. It's not. It has nothing to do with that, Zetsuba. It was answering Barwick's question, and my brain just was like, "Yep, that's the right one." I've also been more recently. I've been renting both decks at the same time because I've been able to a lot of the time, and because of that, this becomes a danger. Oh, he played against this. This is the same Living End player. Do not care for Eminem's Walk on Water. Yeah, not this song is not for me. Okay. Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing, Kaya. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna just like drop the league. There's points that other people should have. It usually doesn't take too long. It takes about 5 minutes. Oh, I've been doing this for many, many months, Jacob. I never drop a league 03 or 04. Always go all the way to 05, give away those points. Always. And if I want the deck to, like, if I want to play the last match, I'll let the other person know, like, hey, I'm going to concede this match as long as you don't concede this match. So if I'm going to win, don't concede, because I'll concede. I just want to play the match. Usually people are like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah, I just want to play test the deck, so I'm already 04, so let's play a match and then I'll concede it at the end. Well, it's just like, it feels like the way the economy is set up, Jacob, that they're making extra money off of that tail end of people who drop 02, 03, 04. Like, the points aren't going back into the system. So the way the system is designed assumes that everyone plays out all 5 matches, but that doesn't always happen. And also, for 2 people to go 1-4, nobody gets anything. So if one person is 1-3 and the other person's 0-4, there's only one answer that gives anyone any points back. Sorry, Kyrian. Maybe someday. But I also win enough that I don't feel bad about this most of the time. So, I always thought this high voice in Wild Wild West was Stevie Wonder, because Stevie Wonder did the harpsichord part that they sampled from I Wish. But that's Kool Modi or Drew Hill. It's one of them. But Stevie Wonder's in the music video, which is why it screwed me up. Although the doo-doos on the chorus, I think, are the sample of Stevie. Yeah, it's weird, Carrion. I feel like sometimes when you watch people 5-0, you were like, wait, the last 3 matches you played were like Jund Unearth. Not a shot at you last night, Kaya, but like one of the decks you played against was like Jund Fulminator Mage, but without Unearths or Collected Companies. But like every 5-0 requires some luck, right? So if you play against a Murderer's Row, it's going to be way harder. And then sometimes you just get lucky on the draws. Not all 5-0s are created equal. Remember, Scred once won a GP. Always remember, never forget. All right, this time on the correct deck. Let's double, triple check. Yes. Yeah, exactly. 4-color BTL Miracle Aggro. I feel like it happens more often, Phoenix, with people like Saffron Olive, where, and I don't think that he doesn't know that that happened. I think he's aware it happened, but I think he's also aware a good percentage of his audience doesn't realize that he played against a bunch of nonsense, or that some people only tuned in and out, so they only saw the last match. So by playing the fool, you get away with more extreme comments that get you more engagement. But that's a yeah, it's not good enough. Much better. Well, but Kaya, if you don't drink very often, then your tolerance is lower. Your tolerance goes up the more you drink, not down. So yeah, I mean, Legacy is just an entirely different animal too, right? Like you can't. I don't think you can reasonably compare Legacy gameplay to any other format. Okay, we have found Griefblade. So if they have Ephemerate here, they can't even get 3 cards. Unless we draw one that we can't cast on the next turn. Yeah, I mean, but that's not unusual, right, Carrion? Yeah. It's having low tolerance is great. It means you're a cheap date. Yeah, exactly, Phoenix. That's the downside, right? If you ever want to get drunk, it's a pain in the ass. Okay, nice Griefblade deck. So, for those who were paying attention the other day, someone was asking me my opinion about Griefblade, etc. And that's fantastic, Jacob. If you're going to play Griefblade, I think you should be mulliganing to a more aggressive hand than what my opponent had. Now, it may be the case that they just chose not to interact with my Time Warp, and I'm about to get vindicated off one of my lands, which is certainly going to slow me down, but the fact that they didn't have any threat before this point means I'm not really afraid of it. So yeah, the thing is, though, if what you're doing there, Jacob, is you're taking away the money for the overpriced drink from the restaurant and you're giving it directly to the waitstaff, which is not a bad thing to do, sir. That is not a bad thing to do. Yeah. Now, it depends on the place. Like, there are lots of small independent restaurants that are full of, like, that are owned by someone who, owning a restaurant is not easy. So there's a few places where, like, I spend money more freely because I know it's going right to, like, the people I'm looking at right in front of me, right? Who I actually like. Like, the Mana Pool is a perfect example. There's, like, a gaming bar play space in Toronto that is owned by, like, 2 brothers, and they have, like, 1 part-time employee. And so, I'm putting the money right in their pockets when I buy anything and keeping that place afloat. Versus, like, if you go to an Applebee's, like, yeah, screw them. Roybert, I didn't know you were such like a salsa aficionado. Jace, the most sensuous of all types of music. The salsa. Orzhov Flickerblade? Yeah, I guess so. Oh, rest in peace, Bismarcky. Nice. So let's see if we find Wrenn and Six. Nope. Good draw, though. Just the whole... It felt like I needed to listen to the lyrics, Roy. There was not a lot of musical content that I enjoyed. Or felt like I could enjoy. And that's just tough for me. If you ever ask me, like, how good were the lyrics in this song, I will go, I probably good. I don't know. Was I meant to notice or care? Sorry. Like, there has to be a lot of good musical content for me before I get to the point of ever listening to lyrics, because I... No, it's okay. I didn't want to skip it. It wasn't so bad I wanted to skip it. That's not anything that I said. It's not anything I said at all. Alright, we going off. Yeah. Listen to the words I say when I say them. It's just like, it didn't have any of the... I don't know, it's like a rock ballad that isn't a really good rock ballad. I'm not interested. Maybe that's not a good comparison, but I mostly listen to rock music for the rock part. With the squeedlies and the wheedlies. Too spork-like for a song. It just was like... I don't know, it was like... I I find it very hard to like beautiful things. And so if the goal of your piece of art is to just be beautiful and not like particularly introspective or... But like, it depends on the medium. So like for me, music... Yeah, I love the Wheedly. And I only get to the lyrics ever as like a quaternary thing. It's like the fourth thing about listening to that song that I'll ever get to is the lyrics. I could not tell you all the lyrics of most of the songs that are my favorite. And some of them don't even have lyrics. Which is one of the great things about music as a genre, as an art form, is that it it's definitely part of what, makes me a reasonable musician. And I try to be pretty straightforward about it. It's like, it's all about Paganini. I mean, Paganini kind of pog, though. The Yngwie Malmsteen of violin. I just love using Yngwie Malmsteen as a benchmark of virtuosic playing, because I don't actually think... Like, he's very good. That's not what I'm saying. But he is not a great songwriter. And, Oh, so we are now deterministic, by the way. Yngwie Malmsteen was very groundbreaking for his time. But, much more about the Ritchie Blackmore. I actually put those in the wrong order. Let me fix it. Oh, we got the wrong version of Light in the Black anyway. No, it's fine. I like this more than the Eminem song. I can't even remember the name of it now, see? Because this has the arpeggiating sequencer and doesn't have Rihanna trying to sing pretty vocal melodies on top of it. Oh, it's this song. Yeah, I do think this song sucks. Don't skip it. I'm just saying I do think this song sucks. But I like it more than the Eminem song, which is probably a better song. You showed up for 50 cent and got 0.75 CAD. That's probably close to the correct conversion. I don't know what's going on with my opponent. This is some severe grief. They're just in the grieving phase now. Is it ironic that the grief player is grieving? 0.625. Okay, we needed the correct conversion. Does MTG bot do that? No, I know. I just... Well, I mean... No, I mean, the joke you showed up for 50 cent and got 0.75 CAD, like, that's a funny joke, even if it's not accurate. Yeah. Actually having the correct conversion doesn't actually make it more or less funny, because, like, you get it. Unless you're one of those people who can't enjoy the joke. Unless it's actually exactly accurate. Man, I just can't. I can't. Yeah, exactly. I can't deal with Justin Timberlake. Technology. It's like the male Britney Spears. Nobody wants that. No, I have a grudge against Justin Timberlake due to playing Senorita on cruise ships. We rehearsed the hell out of that song. We played it to a California crowd. Thanks, Larynx. That's I'm trying, but the viewership has dropped off a bit in the last week, and it's been really, really tough. So it's not happening soon, if it's happening at all. Which, you know, is fine. In theory, it will eventually happen, but I'm not... I don't know. So I think this is how I want to go. Yeah. Just all the value cards. Anyway, Justin Timberlake's Senorita bombed nonstop when we were playing it in California, where in theory it would be quite popular. Yeah, yeah, I was just like, I was very, very, very close on the only metric I needed within the last month, Carrion Lich, and then the top 8-0 run that I had with Velomachus sort of has moved off the radar, and I haven't been playing as well in challenges, which is a big part of getting the boost, and now I'm like, I'm still doing quite a bit better than I was before, but I need another one of those to make it happen, but then I have to wait more time afterwards, and it's complicated, but yeah, I mean, I'll keep this against this deck. We have 4 mana and we have spells. Yeah, I assume so, Luke. It goes in waves too. Like Modern Horizons 2 was a huge peak for streaming. And once we hit AFR, it started to drop off more. My YouTube viewership was the same. You can see around Modern Horizons, it went completely batshit crazy. And since then has been trending downwards. And it was funny, like when Adventures in the Forgotten Realms came out, it like dropped. I've been doing a lot of in-store play if you want confirmation bias. You all know, we love. AFR is a terrible looking set. I mean, it's huge for the people who like stuff like that. Okay, this is good. So they get to have a lightning bolt off the Dothy Voidwalker for the next Dothy Voidwalker, but Grief doesn't get to grab anything here for them. AFR is a terrible looking set. But it is a very good limited set. It's going to be great in the new standard. So it's definitely not flashy for any Eternal players. That's for sure. I think it's amplified by the fact that D&D is a tabletop game. What do you mean, Rye? Wow. They just put a 2/1 into play. I don't even know what to say about that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you mean. My opponent put a 2/1 into play for 2 mana. How do you ever beat that? I don't know, Kaya. With God as my witness, I'll try to find a way, but I'm just not sure. Black Savannah. No, it's 4 CMC. Can't even Fatal Push it. I'll take the damage here, because if they play a post-combat Stoneforge Mystic, I want to shock that and make a treasure. Nope. Alright, here's my dwarf. There are many others like it, and I will make them. Color-shifted lions must cost more. Watsy does not agree with you. Also, how you doing, Mike? I know you said earlier, am I winning, son? And we've been doing fine. More winning than losing as usual, but not by a grotesque margin. Lil Ragavan, the king of lions. Yeah. Is Revolt live if your sense of respect leaves the battlefield? Judge? Can I get a flavor, Judge? Oh, Kaya again. Are you going to exile my dwarf? Kaya, how do you feel about this abuse of your powers? They removed a dwarf token. Oh, I put a treasure into play and they can Kaya it. Well, that's fine. I just try not to feel as a rule of thumb. And we'd all be wise to follow your example. For example, I could have feelings about the fact that I've drawn basically nothing but lands this game. But I don't. Feeling is the first step towards attachment, and attachment is the first step towards, what is it? Disappointment. Disappointment is the first step towards the dark side. That's none of the correct words, but I'm okay with it. I'm meeting you halfway, you damn hippies. I've been watching a bunch of Futurama recently, and I love the fact that Richard Nixon is a recurring character, but his first episode is so good. We brought in all the higher value cards, so let's try drawing some of them. Wow. I have now cast 2 of the 4 Time Warps in my deck. Womp. Oh, hold on. I should have played a land. Stop. Stop. Did not stop. That's okay. Hard Evidence. Good draw here. Although it means I basically can never F6 ever again, but that's okay. Until I sack the clue. That's true, Roy. Exiles my Velomachus for the life gain. Well, that's just vindictive, opponent. Oh, yeah. Yep, that's... Oh. I should probably just play this Velomachus this turn and just get it solituded. Because I don't imagine that this manages to swing. I mean, it's possible. Yeah, I mean, with only 2 time warps in the deck, this is not likely to kill. But it means that they'll have less tools to deal with the Emrakul that Nahiri will bring out. If they have to pitch for Solitude here, though, like, I take the 2-for-1 for sure. The problem was the clue token drew me Velomachus, and my regular draw stuff drew me Nahiri, or vice versa. I don't know which actually worked out which way. And it's just an unfortunate place to be right now, because then if they have a discard spell, they get to hit one of them, and that could be really, really frustrating. It'll probably be okay, but... I suppose I could have gone the other way with play Nahiri and then start plussing it, and then eventually I get Emrakul, but I'll get Emrakul in the same turn that I get a Velomachus into play, so... Never mind. That was never going to happen, so... I guess the Solitude never would have hit the Nahiri, so that would have been good. Okay, that's a good draw. I can kill the Kaya with this and then sacrifice the last dwarf to group block the Grief. It's not great, but I'll take it. And then my deck has basically no lands left in it, or soon enough. So... you gotta know when to hold 'em. Know when to fold 'em. One of Hank Hill's favorite songs. Not one of my favorites, but I like The Gambler. I want to do a MTG version called The Grinder. And make sure the Grinder is a she. With respect to Kaya and the many and other wonderful female grinders out there. For a taste of your Red Bull, I'll give you some advice. No, not that. Not that at all. Oh, that's so rude. Yeah, that's something very different. Well, this is a wonderful development. Nice Skyclave nerd. Does anyone think that their deck doesn't seem like on the modern power level? Interacts aggressively. That's like what is it? Breathing intensifies to me. Interacts aggressively just reads in my mind exactly the same as breathing intensifies. Dude, the crab is doing work. It keeps helping me block the stupid creep. Plus, look at his proud little pincer. Look at it. He's such a good boy. Hey, thanks for the follow there. The amazing Wally. Yeah, hard evidence is pretty good in here. Crabs are just little spaghetti monsters, and therefore are the best. Rats. With all this interaction, how could I possibly lose? Well, how are you going to win the game? Oh. No one's ever asked me that question. All right. That is true, Kaya. Although, with certain decks, like the Velomachus deck in its earlier days, when I made the sideboard guide that I did a lot of work on, it pretty much immediately became wrong because modern. So, you know, there is that part. But with e-tron, you're probably safe. I think this is a German Philharmonic Orchestra, by the way, playing behind Rainbow. Alright, opponent, don't make me. Yeah, e-tron sideboard is fairly straightforward. Oh, baby! Persisting the grief. So, I think I just go shock, make a treasure. And they can take the prismatic ending if they want. Yeah, that's true. They had a Vindicate for my Wrenn and Six. Alright, fair enough. How close am I to casting Emrakul? Anyone? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Not that close. But there were at least 3 more lands in the deck, so theoretically close. Alright, well, that had to be one of the best possibles. If I have no plan, my opponent can't anticipate my next move. Yo, true? Oh, yeah. So I have enough to go hard evidence and then crack the clue and then cast Nahiri. But I'd probably just cast Nahiri and then get it plussing. You hold W, Gorilla King. It's going pretty good, Demir, for life. So when you hold W, what happens is if your land is a basic, taps for the mana. If you tap a mana rock, it will tap for whatever mana cost does not include an additional cost like paying life. So if you have like a talisman, it'll tap the colorless. And then if you have a dual land, it'll tap whichever color is listed first. So with Stomping Ground, that's the color on the left, which is red. With Tri-lands, it's just whichever one they list first. So with Raugrin Triome, if you double mouse over it like this, you'll see it's going to be blue. And when I do this, it's blue. Yeah, no problem. Mr. Symbolman? Fair enough. I'm in. Oh, yeah! Man, a symbol. Yeah. Mr. Simmelman, let me tell you about that man. Tough opponent, yeah, real athlete. I'm learning. I got you. Oh. So, jam Emrakul, have it swords, and then I have no more threats in my deck? Or wait till hasty Emrakul? Anyone got any opinions on this? I think it's very likely in their hand as a piece of sorcery speed removal. So I'm going to wait for Nahiri alt. Sorry, Mir, what is the qualifier on Sunday? What do you mean by that? You mean the challenge? It depends on how tomorrow goes. I refuse to have opinions. Opinions are for the weak. Yo, true? The Super Qualifier is on Sunday? Oh, I thought it was tomorrow. But yeah, I'm playing in at least one of them because play points are free. So I might as well. Time Raveler? Alright. Modern Soup. Wait, no, I hate soup. Yeah, that's right. Come at me, Reddit. So we only have one creature left in our deck, Alias. And at the moment, I feel very... So, I just don't feel like jamming my Emrakul into their final Solitude. They conceded. See? I just didn't feel like jamming my final threat into their Solitude. And then if that happens, I can't... So if my Emrakul gets discarded at some point, it shuffles my one of my Velomachuses back into my deck, which is a big deal. So I just wanted to do everything I could that if I didn't need to put my Emrakul into the danger zone. Yeah, I mean, no, I actually technically had plenty more win conditions. I meant like the speedier win conditions. Because I don't want to get into an actual fight where I have to play fair against Black-White Griefblade. You know, go down in the muck with them? No, thank you. Don't let a pig pull you down into the slop pile. They'll beat you with experience. Oh no, it's no problem. Ooh, Silent Sea Song. So this should be what do you call that card? Electro Dominance. Electro Dominance. If it's living in, that's fine. They play that too, but I'm guessing Electro Dominance. Damn, Demir. Yeah, they really only play those two decks. Which is, I respect that. They even typed in chat, they said, good luck, bro. When I don't know where you're from, I assume you're Australian because it makes life more fun. Good luck, bro. Bro? So, we're gonna get Living Ended. Probably. The good news is we might be able to beat it. Oh, wow. They didn't cycle anything else? Okay. They're probably not going to put in a single 4-3. But I'm going to guess they're on Grief. Really? This is the worst Living End I've seen anyone play. This must be the worst Living End I've ever seen. But it is a Living End. All right, let's assume they're going to counter my Teferi. Teferi would stop at Living End if I had been able to get him down beforehand, yes. Yeah, all right. All right, Dragon. It's all you, baby. Luke, this is amazing. This is by far the best Trivium song anyone's ever put on. This is so good. Why are the other Trivium songs not this good? All right, well, we're jamming Creativity this turn and then next turn. So good luck, Godspeed. Let's go. You played one Force of Negation. Wait, what? Oh, they're going to kill my dwarf. Hilarious. Okay. Fine by me. Fawn check. This also works for me. I am not upsetty. Oh, that's such a dick move. That should be illegal. I don't mind you getting this. I mind you doing it the way you did it, opponent. The way you did it was obnoxious. This time? God. No, they hit everything. Oh, it's okay. We were going to miss anyway. Well, that doesn't feel good. Our sideboard doesn't have enough cards in it. Huh. That's upsetting. No, I don't want that. I mean, I guess. Yeah, that's, yikes. Well. We try. They had Force of Negation, a Violent Outburst, and then a Petty Theft, so they had a pretty good draw. All right. Good draw. Nope. Sorry, Bo. Oh, yeah. hold on. What do you got? Okay. God damn it. And if what I had there was Mystical Dispute, we would have been okay. Interesting. Oh, well. Resolves? One time? Cycle, 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 cycle. Ooh, this looks like I'm getting Blood Mooned. Am I going to get Blood Mooned at a Teamer Living End? Oh. Oh my. Yeah, I definitely shouldn't have played the thing first. Alright, am I dead? Double Mystical Dispute. Alright. Fair enough. And I lost the Dwarf token, which I did not need to, so... Maximum punish. So... I can put a Velomachus into play this turn. But only if they don't have a Brazen Borrower. So... Or any counter magic that interacts with it. Indomitable Creativity. Alright. Waiter, one angry dragon, please. But they could also easily have another Violent Outburst, I guess. So it's not really... Yeah, alright. Okay, so... Sideboard's a little light for... the Cascade combos. Spell Pierce looking real crap there. I don't know what Rabe wanted Spell Pierce for, but I'm pretty sure I'm swapping that for Mystical Dispute. Or Veil of Summer. I love Veil of Summer. Yeah, we'll keep this. Go, Raugrin Triome. Uh-oh. Last time I saw this opening, this ended up being red-green mid-range, and we got massacred. We're definitely in a position to get massacred again. Grindy matchups, Alias, and then Yeah, mostly just anything where um well, you can always put it back in the bottle, Kaya. Yeah, mostly matchups where I feel like it's going to go long. Oh my god, it's goblins. It's going to go long, and I want to have more density in card advantage and threats. Yeah, you definitely can. I'm not saying you have to. I'm not telling you how to live your life. I'm just saying you can put it back in the bottle. It's alcohol. Whatever got into it from your real life would be killed. Thanks, Mike. No, it's much more than just an anti-mill card. Mog War Marshal. It's too many X1s. I can't deal with firepower of this magnitude. Sorry, repel. My starfighters can't repel firepower of this magnitude. Top Jimmy's okay, but... Okay. Crappy Explorer to the rescue! Yeah, let's put in the dwarf now. I mean, you can, Mike, because the Eldrazi will have CMC 15 or so, which is pretty effective, at least stopping the Hideous Laughter at that point. But you're right, it definitely makes the Eldrazi technology as anti-mill tech less useful. I played Mill to a 3-2 the other night, and one of the matchups we played against, they definitely had Tasha's Hideous Laughter against us, and it was medium effective. Sorry, I was playing Mill, they had the Eldrazi. I don't know if I said that wrong. This is fine. So I could save my my Planeswalker by killing the goblin I wanted to kill anyway. Yeah. And then they'll attack with this goblin, which no longer gets an exalted trigger. We block the dwarf. But they have no resources left to stop my dragon from coming in, so... I mean, it happens, right? Sometimes good decks just don't draw their best cards. But, Tasha's is definitely an upgrade for Mill. Like, it just is, for sure. They were playing the one from the new Zendikar set. Well, that's not a good draw. On the plus side, Velomachus against goblins when I just... Oh, yeah, but they're supposed to be playing that. Maddening Cacophony. Yeah, they're supposed to be playing that. No. They're supposed to be playing both those cards. And Fraying Sanity and Archive Trap. Well done, Kaya. Rest now. Modern will do well without an E-Tron pilot for one night. So this deck is entirely missing in Aethergust on the sideboard. We have Purge and we have the Plains. We definitely want them in this matchup against Gablins. Let's get some more of these out. Some of these guys in. Gals. No, I like I like the creativities into Emrakul here. Okay. Red Black Luris, sure. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's fair, Phoenix. I liked Rave's board the last time I played it, but it was different than this. I have to look at it after this league and try to figure out what my choice of sideboard actually looks like. I mean, I'm not killing this, so I like Flusterstorm, but I also like Veil. Jeez. Rough draws. Oops. Yeah, the crab draw is definitely... Like, this is a perfect matchup for this card, right? Yikes. Land, please? Okay. I'll take it. Blue Thraven Inspector. Yeah, but also it's not actually a creature, right? Which is important. Wow, their draw sucks. Look how flooded they are. And then they played the card we could never beat. I was like, there's no way they're playing Blood Moon with this mana base, right? Oh no, of course they are. How could they not play Blood Moon? Goblins is normally a combo deck, but it has a good mid-range plan backing it. At least my mountain taps for red. Which one of my mountains? Should have brought their flood pants. Yes, true. They're going to play Kiki Jiki, aren't they? Okay, that's just obnoxious, right? Alright, fine. We're going to draw a land, and we're going to draw Indomitable Creativity, and we're going to crush them. Because screw you, opponent. Yeah, I brought in Emrakul. See if they can deal with a spaghetti monster if I get it. Like, we actually have a very clean out for this. Blue Blast in Modern 5 years from now. Wow, their last card was Thoughtseize? Deal. Take my Lightning Bolt. It's the only card I can cast. Do it. Alright. Do it. Oh my god, Majorin. We'll see, buddy. Yeah, Ringleader's bad. Hits Mog War Marshal and Pashlik Mons. Super. I was like, creativity now? Nope. So, if they have mana up, this is not enough yet. But the problem is Emrakul is not going to be even close to killing them anymore. So, we're almost definitely dead now. They pinged my crab? Interesting choice. Nope. All right. Fair enough. I knew it was coming. I sideboarded for it, but didn't draw the right cards in the right order to beat it. I can't Alpine Moon my own lands. No. It may have been, Kaya. Man, this hand is so close. I'm going to keep it and assume we draw another land. Basically any land. We'll fix the Wrenn and Six because we're going to get Ketria Triome because I have all of my colors. So... Right. They played that last game. Fair enough. Fine. All right. Oh, they took the creativity. That's fine. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that seems like a better play. Should I tell them? They might not be playing Kiki Jiki, though, because we saw green mana, so they might be on Grumgully combo only. Which I don't think is a good choice, but, like... Okay, this is the only thing they played this turn, so... Let's just keep the board squeaky. Land, please? Land? Land, 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 land. I have 25 lands in the deck. I shouldn't have mentioned... Never tell the deck the odds. Not that I did, but we're playing a 25 land deck right now. Uh-huh. All right. But because they have haste now, they're going to be able to kill my Wrenn and Six. But what if instead of playing Wrenn and Six this turn, I just play Timely, play the Wrenn and Six next turn? Also, I should not have gotten Stomping Grounds, right? No, Stomping Grounds is fine. There's no way they don't play 1x Kiki. That's probably fair. I mean, I believe you, but I just don't know if every person who registers goblins has good sense. This person does have great taste in goblin art. Goblin War Chief? Wow. They're just going Goblin Ball on me. They even attack here? So I'm assuming this means they have a ringleader in their hand. So I think especially because I drew the land, let's go Prismatic Ending one of these War Chiefs. Yeah. Ring a ding. Yeah, they're probably going to ringleader here, but at least the ringleader didn't cost 2, right? Unless you meant something other by ring-a-ding. Oh, and with the War Chief in play, the ringleader is going to have haste. Yeah. Ooh, free ignoble. That's kind of some technology. Okay. Ignoble Hierarch only as their draw there. They also revealed Aether Vial, Foothills, something. I will take 3. This is Sly by Herbie Hancock. Oh, whoops. Let's just get this out while we can. Get this out while we can. All right, opponent, I got 6 soldiers. 6. So, you know, enjoy. Shock to gain 6? Oh, shit. I didn't even pay attention to the life total amulet. I assumed I was gaining 6. Yeah, I should have done that. 100% should have done that. I did really want to get my island into play, but I punted the last end step by getting a Dwarven Mine that just came in tap there, so that's definitely on me. Four-color token decks playing great defense. Sure is, bud. Next turn, I'm going to go ping Ringleader, play second Wrenn and Six, ping the Ringleader, get it off the battle. Okay, never mind. I'm not going to do any of the things I just mentioned. All right, opponent. It is down to you, and it is down to me. I'm no match for your stench, and there's no way that you can match my dragon. Wow, look at this attack. They just want that Wrenn and Six gone, huh? Alright, kill your Ringleader. Kill your Prospector. Kill your Matron. Kill your Matron. Jump block your Ringleader. No, my Wrenn and Six is at 2. And it gets me a Dwarf token. So let's kill the Ringleader. Okay, bad attack. Pretty sure this was a bad attack. They made the classic blunder. The most well-known, of course, is never try to Lightning Bolt a Tarmogoyf that's a 2/3 with no instants in the graveyard, but only slightly less well-known is this. Never attack into Wrenn and Six when it's a terrible attack. I mean, unless you know you're going to top deck Goblin Warchief, then do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. I can kill the Matron here, but I feel like it has less value than the fetch land for a Dwarf token at this point. Because if I top deck a Creativity, I get an Emrakul, so... Alright. I mean, if. Big if. You said the phrase was math is for blockers. They had like 6 blockers. Dude, that's not I can't even. What? So my grandmother is a wonderful human being, and sometimes she says some funny stuff to me. And one of the funniest things that she said to me the other day was she described something as ghastly, and I was like, oh, I think that's a bit of an exaggeration. I mean, she opened a bottle of rosé, and she was like, oh, it smells ghastly, and I was like, okay, that's like the compost bin smells ghastly, garbage smells ghastly, a little bit of throw off of chemicals off your wine is not, you know. And then for some reason she started musing and went, why is there an H in ghastly? And I was like, well, because it's ghastly, not ghastly. It's not an American word, you know. Ghastly. That's ghastly. It's incredibly ghastly. But like, I don't know. It's like, it clearly doesn't matter that there's an H in the word at all, but it's like, I don't know. Just makes it seem more classy. You know what's really classy? Letters you don't pronounce. We hadn't changed it in 2 days, there, Roybert. It was more of a Hanta. Oh, sorry, more of a Gengar. Alright, perfect opener. So, by the way, for someone who mentioned it earlier, Goblins being a combo deck, as far as I could tell, the Goblin deck we just played against wasn't playing any of the combos. They may have been. They were playing Jund, so I assume they were playing Grumgully combo. But, ooh. Probably Affinity could be an Asmo deck. No, it's almost definitely Affinity. Okay, so Ending should be good here. Oh, so should Hard Evidence. Okay, we'll try to save Prismatic Ending for one of the more important artifacts. So we'll get the Triome online here. Prismatic Ending would be really good against like one of their flyers, but the flyers usually cost a lot. So I'm 420 rum deep, so I don't know what's happening anymore. Word. They have 5 artifacts, 2 mana. They could play Thought Monitor this turn. God, I love Thought Monitor. Thought Cast. Don't love that as much. It's fine. Medium minus. Sojourner's Companion is fine. I know what you mean. I feel it. It's a bold attack, opponent. I'll take your bluff. I'll call your bluff. Every spell you cast is Thought Cast. Or did you mean Taught? I looked that up the other day, although I can't really remember what it means now. Oh, we drew one of the cards that's really good against their deck. Excellent. It's not insane right now because they do have a Welding Jar. I'm probably going to go till end of turn and then shatter the Ornithopter so that it's tapped and then try to just win off the first Velomachus. We'll see what they do with their turn. Shattering Sojourner Companion during combat is also a reasonable line, but I definitely want to look out for how many flyers they might have. Also, Shatter Make a Treasure means I have enough mana to Prismatic Ending the Ornithopter next turn and attack with Velomachus, so we can get through 2 flyers if they have another Ornithopter or a Thought Monitor, and they have the Welding Jar to save the Ornithopter. But anyway, we're in a very, very, very good position here. But it doesn't look like it. Oh, is that what that means? That is not what the description that I said it means. I mean, it was clearly in more specific depth and not as broad as that. But if that's like the sort of root of it, that makes sense. Okay, so I make an artifact and I kill your Ornithopter. And we even get to play around Galvanic Blast here. So the real danger is the last card in their hand is Metallic Rebuke, which is pretty unlikely. Can't cite a Merriam-Webster. Yeah, what about the real Merriam-Webster? UrbanDictionary.com, mother... Which I assume is the Keith Urban fan site. I've never checked. Merriam-Webster 2. The long-awaited sequel. All right, we're going to listen to a bunch of Frank Zappa now because it came on randomly. MTG bot agrees with my unilateral decision. Oh man, The Matrix 2, again, underrated. Overly villainized. One more. Uno más. Ew. And that's game. Velomachus turn player taking game one in a very decisive manner here, showing off that Splinter Twin-like combination. And you'd love to see it. Checks the top card of my library. You got it. Well, the Matrix trilogy has the problem, Lord Michael, that is summed up on TV tropes in the duology in 3. Basically what it means is there was one movie and then it had one sequel that got split into 2 movies, essentially. They won't tell you that that's how it goes, but like the second and third movie are one story. They're not really good, functional, independent stories. So now I know I'm playing Dwarf. Nice job, Bubble. The duology in 3 problem is very, very real. There's a lot of stories that get screwed up by it. Just especially in terms of pacing, because you can see with the Matrix 2 and the Matrix 3, like the Matrix 3 has so much padding and it's not really good at being its own story at all. The Matrix 2 has the bulk of like the good action scenes. The Matrix 3 is mostly unwatchable garbage. You felt that for the Hobbit movies? Well, that was one book that got turned into 3, and for reference, The Battle of Five Armies in the Hobbit book is less than, it's like a paragraph, because what happens in the book is like it's all this build up to the battle, and then I'm fairly certain that Bilbo gets knocked unconscious and he just wakes up and it's like, yep, the battle's over, we won, here's the people who died, take your list. So we're just kind of like all combo here, huh? We don't have Stony. I don't need to dodge Blood Moon. All combo all the time. I'm just going to board in some timely reinforcements to try to pad my life total. I feel like 1-for-1 removal for the most part is not the right way to go against Affinity. They just vomit too much. Second land is Chalice is a combo, right? It's certainly a combination of cards. Yeah, that's not good enough. That's really, really poor. It's not much better. The Hobbit movies include the greater collection of Tolkien's work from the Silmarillion. It's not just The Hobbit that was used as reference. Oh, really? Huh. I didn't notice what parts of it were absent from The Hobbit, but it had been a long time since I read The Hobbit. I'm going to keep this hand. I'm going to keep 3 lands, Teferi, and Hard Evidence, and then just hope we draw out. Opponent has also mulled a 5, and now they're tanking on the 5. So that's a good sign. Okay, Affinity on the 5-card hand. Let's see what they got. The White Orc story wasn't even in the Hobbit books. Well, yeah, but I thought that was new content because they do that with every single movie nowadays. Like, they just can't ever leave well enough alone, and they always add a bunch of crap that didn't exist in the original story because they're like, it needs more. It needs to be more modern. It's like, okay, whatever. I guess you know your business. Probably should have used one of my fetches for green there. What was the really egregious one where they did that? Oh, it was no, it was Final Fantasy VII Remake. Some of the additional content was fine, but most of the ways they changed the story were god awful in my opinion. Like, really, really bad. Terrible choices, terribly executed. What is this? Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Actually, I can slow roll this nicely. I mean, I guess part of my problem might come from the fact that the Advent Children is not a great story, but my god, is it a glorious watching experience. And like obviously a lot of the problems with it are like the whole translation of it is just pretty tough. Oh, so we can play just Jace here, huh? Yeah, it's really beautiful to watch. The music is unreal. Enjoy your summoning sickness, opponent. Yeah, I personally I agree with you, K Trojan, but I just didn't want to. I don't have the kind of conviction to just go out and say it like that. Hmm. Good draw. No, I'm not saying Lord of the Rings. I'm just saying, like, in my personal opinion, something like Harry Potter would have done very, very well as a miniseries. Then they could include more of the sort of day-to-day stuff that was entirely absent from most of the movies. Because I feel like that adds a lot to the pacing. Yeah, I get it, Amulet. I get it. It's good. It's good in tree. All right, so there's going to be a giant construct probably with trample here, but I don't think it's big enough to actually kill me. Mike. You beautiful bastard. Oh, wait, with the plating it is going to kill me, right? Shit. Okay, I screwed up here. I should have bounced the cranial plating with Teferi, I didn't think. I was thinking of... Yeah, I screwed up. I knew what I was thinking of earlier in the turn, and then I got distracted. So this turn I should have bounced the cranial plating, left the Frogmite in play. We'll see if they manage to screw this up. I don't think that they will, but it's possible. It was like 200 on your last count, right? Yeah. Yeah. No, it makes a big difference, Mike, because they had to spend 2 mana to put the new construct into play, and they have to spend 1 mana equipping the Shadow Spear. So bouncing the plating is a huge deal. Huge. Huge, huge, huge. It cost them 3 mana. So they probably either wouldn't be able to make the second construct, or they wouldn't also be able to equip the Shadow Spear. So they have a 7/7, which becomes a 14/7 and a 15/8 if they equip both things. Now, maybe they assume I actually have Artifact Destruction in my hand and they try to play around it. I don't know. Yeah, that's free. That's also free. All I have to do is equip both equipment to the construct and kill me. It's literally the only decision that makes any sense, I think. Oh, right. My bad. It does cost 2. Okay, so that makes my previous decision even worse. But yeah. I forgot, Mike. I forgot that the spear was 2 to equip. It's been about a week or 2 since I've played a Shadow Spear deck. I would probably remember if I was sitting on the other side of the table, but here I just realized that I made a mistake and I thought it meant I was 100% going to die for it. I'm hoping they attack me, because this means I get to keep the Jace, and Jace pretty much makes Velomachus deterministic. Although, if I ever whiff, their board will kill me very quickly, so. I'm assuming they're only considering it. Oh, they're attacking me. Okay, good. So let's block with one dwarf, because I don't feel like going to... Actually, I can block with two, because this gives me 2 more fetches. Yeah, which is important. We can creativity and hit their spirit next turn, though. I'm not going to do that, because then they could flip into a flyer, which would be bad. For me. But you do what you want. You think them making a token killed them? Yeah, probably. If I had bounced the plating, though, they would have been forced into that line, and maybe they end up... Oh, I punted. I did not sequence that correctly. Okay. So if I hit a Prismari Command, I can cast this. All right. It's fine. Well, we'll see. There are a lot of time walks in my deck, so we're probably going to hit, but... So this puts the cards on the bottom, so we can actually determine how likely it may or may not be at this point. Oh, whoops. I want revealed. So 1 time warp went to the bottom there, which actually makes it fairly likely for us to hit here. Oh, also, what else? We missed a Prismari Command, though, so we'll see. We could quite easily miss here. Although there's another Timely in the deck, so maybe we hit that. Yeah, we got it. Yeah. There's only 2 Prismaris and X number of time walks. It was fairly likely, but not that likely. But I punted, which made it feel crappy. So there was a time warp that went to the bottom there. So let's grab the last dwarf and shuffle up first. Oh wait, I have 100% hit. Creativity shuffles, not bottoms, actually? Oh, you right. Sorry, I've never had to resolve this in paper. I thought it will only shuffle the revealed cards. My bad. So I could play this turn, which is way more digs than putting it on top and making it deterministic. So let's attack first. And then Jace this? Or then Jace in general? I think. Okay, so we missed. That is all Lance. Oh, and then we Jace. Boy, that's a lot of misses on top. So I could Fate Seal myself to put another, yeah. Or I could Jace here to take one more card that will fit, or that will miss, which is probably the best play. Oh. Or that could happen. So Wrenn and Six goes under Time Warp. Yeah, it's a pretty good budget option, although Saga is a bit, you know. Easy game. I would like to say those words and believe them. Okay, so I want another white source so I can play the Timely next turn. Timely and kill them with the tokens. They have 2 blockers up. Probably can spew this now because it puts us much closer. Yeah, I mean, it is a good buy-in deck. Okay. So I think we'll just take a roulette wheel shot at getting it this turn. And then if I hit Lightning Bolt or Prismari Command, it's just over. Yeah, there we go. And somehow, through all my futzing around, I'm still up on clock. Opponent GG'd me. I like that. Kudos. All right. We'll play the last one. Let me just kick it real quick. Let's get that 4-1 bread, baby! Three-two king. Thanks, Mir. What a nice young man we played against. Well, they certainly canceled Pioneer Masters. Boom, baby, boom, baby, boom, baby. Da-da-da. Alright, so let's see. Super Qualifier, 1 day, 9 hours. Yeah, that's Sunday. Challenge is tomorrow at the normal time. Okay, so I'll probably tweak up this deck for tomorrow and play it in the challenge. And then play the Super on Sunday. Yeah. Mine too, Kaya, but only because I've punted games and then killed ad nauseum players. Nice combo, nerd. Boop. All right. 1 second, and then we'll finish up this final match. Okie doke. On the play. Oh god, we found the living end again. So we've queued into this person 3 times tonight. Oh, we're going to 5. Awesome. Yeah, I really don't like Arena's economy, K Trojan, and I really don't like the gameplay of it much at all. All the pushes to make gameplay faster and more convenient just make me uncomfortable. I'm 100% sure I could learn to play it if I had to, but okay, that's the hand we're keeping. We're basically 0% to win this matchup in game 1s here. Oh, they're land light. Crap! Wait, no, this is fine. Got him? No. This looks really good. I mean, it may not be, but it looks pretty good. At this exact moment in time, I have hope. Which is a terrible thing. So we have Wrenn and Six to beat Hardcast Brazen Borrower, and they have to do it at sorcery speed. Greater than or equal to 0. I mean, I get it, but I just like... I feel like saying greater than or equal to 0 is what didn't reflect how it was at that moment. Right. Wait, we have dwarf tokens. We're good. Oh, and Crably. Yeah, I agree, Roy. I agree. It was the small chat delay ruined the comedic timing, which is not surprising at all. Like, comedic timing is very tight. Instant crab, baby. Just add blue mana. I mean, I don't think the designers and developers, K Trojan, are stupid. They are aware they could have done that forever. Nerfing and buffing cards is not something they are ignorant of. So it's not new information that they are realizing that they can nerf stuff on Arena and make that correct. But they've tapped into a player base that expects it more. That's a big deal. The player base on Arena definitely is more used to digital card games than the digital. Instant Crab is also... True facts. True facts. Wrap your rascal, friends. Wrap your rascal. Don't mess around. No. I just the way you said it seems like they got to the conclusion after time, and I just want to make it clear that it's like I don't think that's true at all because they're definitely aware of it. They've been aware of it since digital card games came around. And we're actually doing it, and we're keeping their fan base. Even a quickie needs a wrapped sticky. Yeah, those are words. Those are, in fact, words. Gosh, how many dwarfs do you think I have here? The answer is enough. Truly, always was enough. Would I rather shatter one of these? Then trade 2 dwarves for it? Yeah, because then I can start beating down, right? Okay, let's do that. No place to go. They've had enough. They've had enough. No, wait. No, I'm not either, Mike. Yeah, no, I don't mind small erratas that are largely harmless, like Dryad of the Elysian Grove becoming a Dryad, like them fixing Hostage Taker so you can't exploit it. It's really silly to ban a card then reprint it with the errata. I like that idea way more, just for what Magic is and what it has been historically. Yeah, okay. So Kaya, I agree with you in theory that the idea of fixing the cards for an all digital format where there's nothing banned and they fix the broken cards. Sure. I don't want that in Magic, because that sets a precedent that is something that we do in Magic, and then it's going to start seeping over towards Paper. And Paper already has enough small erratas that are sort of a headache, in my opinion, and I would prefer that we keep that as far away from becoming reality as possible. Because I just don't ever want to have a world where we're playing Oko and Paper that has +2 and -1 or some nonsense like that, or has a different starting loyalty and you're just supposed to know it. Like, and I don't think they would ever do that, but it's like the more and more you push in that direction. Well, I mean, that's confusing no matter where you encounter it, Mike, until you realize why that is the case. Opponent multi 6, I multi 6. They kept their 6. This is not keepable on the draw. We just don't have enough cards for this matchup. So we just got to be lucky here because this hand is no good. Yeah, that is true, Tenorless. Maybe they would ban the new version if they were going to not ban the old version. So, like, for example, let's say they printed a fixed quote-unquote Oko, right? Maybe they ban that in Legacy preemptively, and they're just like, listen, don't buy this card if you want to play in Legacy, because... and let's say Oko is still legal, which it's not. But, sorry, so that's a bad example. But, like, Wrenn and Six. Let's say they printed a standard legal Wrenn and Six that was red and a green and was called Wrenn and Six. And they were just like, okay, we're going to ban it in Modern because the other Wrenn and Six is already legal there, and allow the other versions of Wrenn and Six to be legal in the other formats, which admittedly doesn't make things less confusing, but I don't know. That's just the way I would prefer it. Like, if they're going to make a fixed version, like, make a fixed version, but just, like, keep other versions banned from those formats. All right, opponent not going for it here, which is fine by me. So they seem to think I have interaction. I do not. Yeah, that would be my preference, Kaya. Yeah, having them under a different name would be fine. A different but similar name would be acceptable. Oko, Thief of Blank. Make the meme a reality. And their hand is really weak. It must be good against the hate pieces. Yeah. I did, Juggernauts. So that's on the VOD on Twitch, and it will be on my YouTube channel eventually. Yeah, it went fine. We went 3-2. 2-0'd Living End. We lost to Titan, which was mostly just unfortunate. We got 0-2'd against Titan. It was fine. I'm not a huge fan of the list, but I see its value. Like, I understand why someone would be. Womp. Wait, we can get there in theory, right? Okay. I mean, unless they have a single piece of interaction. Oh, well, we can dodge one piece of interaction. But can we dodge a ball? It's all good, Zetsuba. I read it. I knew someone who actually played Dragon Ball Super competitively. What place did Brian go to in the Canada thing, Brian? Or Roy? So I guess I have to do this. Wait, was I on lethal? Nope. Whatever. If we find an Indomitable in the next couple draws, though, we can go off with that, so... No, restricted is terrible. I remember when they rolled out the restricted list for Dragon Ball Super, and I said, this is not going to last. And within the time I was... What? Did they force it again? Oh. Shit, they did. Okay. Yeah, well, because we had the thing in ANC, right? We had his trophy or whatever it was. Little plaque thing they got. Okay. No, I agree with you, Mike. Like, totally. That I don't like restricted lists at all for any card game that already have a lot of variants in them. That's why, yeah, when they rolled it out for Dragon Ball, I was like, that is not gonna last, and it's not a good idea, and that was exactly what happened. Within the time I was paying attention to Dragon Ball Super, they took out the restricted list, and they just made it a ban list. At the time. Now, Zetsuba's described something different here. Alright, this is the hand. All right. Yeah, I mean, it's just, as a general statement, it's just a bad idea. So now we could slow roll everything, which is probably worth it. Yeah. This may be the first ever example of something that could be called a rap song, by the way, historically speaking. especially in terms of the social sort of commentary of it, which is very, very weird. This Frank Zappa. Frank Zappa's Trouble Every Day. Maybe GAC will be Pioneer legal. Yeah, maybe. It could be both. Oh, rude. But fine. What's a pioneer? Exactly. Kaya. Oh, that sucks. Although, so I'm gonna find out if we get our Velomachus first. Oh, but I can't fluster the... I can't fluster their spell unless I bolt first. So Flusterstorm currently works for 3. So I guess we'll just bolt Teferi first here. If this doesn't resolve, we have to put Velomachus into play and attack it down. Talking about extended, right? Yeah. And then I creativity here. Just go. Or wait until they make their play and then counter it. If they don't go for it this turn, we just creativity the next one. If they do go for it this turn, they don't have red mana right now, so they can't Violent Outburst. So we're okay on that one. And then we can protect the Dwarf next turn, and maybe even Indomitable for 2. Wait, Frontier or Pioneer, Kaya? Because Pioneer was great. I enjoyed a good chunk of Pioneer till it died. Okay, so now they have access to the Violent Outburst. Imagine a format getting Karen support. Yeah. Yeah, can't fight that. God damn it. Why is my opponent so smart and thin? Oh, I should have attacked. Oops. Why is my opponent so smart and thin? Well, now they can just start hard casting crap. Okay. Yeah, Pioneer, they definitely just gave up. With the pandemic and everything, it's just... The last card in their hand, a Cascade spell? No. Come on. I want my 4-1. Alright, we're going to top deck another creativity, right? Shit. Brutal. What a game. I mean, they didn't get that much, so we have some time. We could even draw Velomachus here. Oh, or it could just draw more. Yeah, okay. Well, that's... I guess that's that. Yeah, it was a very strange choice, Mike. Crap. I mean, the most important thing about M15 is M15 was where the frame change was, Last God. Yeah, it's the frame change, which is what they did for Modern, right? When the Modern frame was introduced, that's where they started Modern. Whereas when the Frontier frame was introduced, that's where they introduced Pioneer, or the Pioneer frame, if you want to call it that. RTR is when the printing changes happened. What? All right, so a little bit of a tough run there. We did beat Living End in a game, but our sideboard seems a little bit loose for Living End. But we are well set up for a lot of the other decks. This deck has never been big on playing a bunch of... or any graveyard hate in the sideboard. We're more worried about Blood Moons. I think Timely was a little medium, and I really did not care for Spell Pierce. So I feel like that's where my flex slots are. And maybe even this Teferi Hero of Dominaria that never really came in this league. I like the Teferi, but maybe it's just better served to use it on like Veils or Mystical Disputes. So I think something like this, and then this would make me kind of happy, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to think about it in the morning when we play the Saturday challenge tomorrow, which is in something around 10.5 hours. So that is it for the Velomachus Turns deck. If you are watching this in the future on the YouTube, make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and check out any of my other videos you are interested in, and I will see you there. And for everyone who is here live, that's it for me. I don't think Blood Moon is actually a necessary card, the Last God, but... Night, Jacob. I'm definitely very wiped out. Let's raid Dan. Looks like he's on his deck, so... Actually, let's see who else is streaming, just because I... You could ban the good lands instead. Thanks, Roy. Thank you. We'll hit Connorman again. All right, I'll see you guys on Connor's stream, and take care.